We are
Superstore!
We are Southeast Heroes! We are Ladies Hikers! We are We are Westfire!
We've got a special guest for this week.
Special guest.
This week's
And the new JST
Regionals Roundup.
coach. One boy.
Right,
Right then.
let's get stuck into the second regional event roundup. First off, how did it go?
So I was up in Scotland.
Born in
over
Scotland.
at Evo training, Liam Walker's place, so the Scottish Claymores. Yeah, I mean, we went up there. We've got a good group of athletes up in Scotland, so it was great to see everyone in action, because we usually just see them over Instagram or chat to them over Fitter. So yeah, went really smooth. They're not technically like a CrossFit gym. Obviously the coaches can't do CrossFit. So the setup, we had to kind of move the things around, but yeah, everything ran smooth. Went big on the hang snatch. I think everyone filled the boots plenty on the hang snatch, and then yeah, I think probably the same for your end. It turned into the workout turned into the majority of the 15 minutes box overs. Yeah. People just smashed through that workout way quicker than I had imagined. But all in all, yeah, super smooth. Yeah. Really good to see more people outside of it. I mean, only ever probably bump into once or twice. So yeah, it was good.
What about you, Philroy? Participating, not having to worry about running it. How was it on Saturday?
Oh, Saturday was amazing. Like, just to realise that there's loads of, like, I think we had the most.
Yeah,
42. Just I did arrive a little bit late, unfortunately, due to traffic, bit of snow. But yeah, it was an amazing event. A lot of people, just familiar faces as well from the previous regionals and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, it was a well run event.
Good.
Did you so you had 42 at your place?
Yeah, so we have 42. I didn't actually participate because I've got a bit of an injury I'm nursing at the moment, but it was, I'll be honest, it was hectic. It was quite hard. Especially like with the hang snatch and then into the workout, I was like, right, if we can get people kind of in some sort of rhythm here where it's just like you go, I go, it'll go somewhat smooth. And fortunately managed to do that, but quite easily it could have gone.
Yeah, it can get out of hand quite quickly if it's not. That's why. But like before, in the mornings of those, like in the training days or whatever, I'm always a little bit kind of tetchy because I'm thinking about all these different scenarios that can happen. And so if they do happen, I've already thought about it and I can react quicker. And Fran was always like, "Why? What's up with you?" I'm just thinking of the different scenarios, and it's like, just chill out, it'll go fine. It's like, yeah, it'll go fine if I think of all these scenarios right now. But yeah, we had 38 and it was the same. Like, I did the lift, I actually tweaked my back a little bit, but I don't think I could have done the workout with them and it run smooth, because it was logistically like a tough one to do. Yeah,
I was wrecked yesterday, mate. The day after, I was on the sofa all day, like I couldn't do anything. My brain was just, it was frazzled. But like everyone seemed, everyone was buzzing after, which was great. Everyone came up to me and was like, such a good event, see you the next one. And I'm like, see you next time, 60.
No, it was good. It was good. And it looked like, reports from the other regions, similar down there. I think Denmark had a good week. We got 29 at Denmark, the Danish Vikings.
Yeah.
East Beast had another big turnout.
Yeah, they had a huge turnout. They had the same as you, 38 as well. Which so we got a message before the weekend, and they said, there's quite a few going to this local comp called the Suffolk Games. Yeah. So we're a bit worried on numbers. We think we'll be down from last time. And obviously they got 38, and I think last time they had 39. Yeah. So does this mean for the next one?
Level it up towards 50. The first 50.
Yeah, maybe.
Regionals.
Maybe.
Breakthrough.
So
we had the 75, didn't we, in the first one, but it's not technically like
Jolly Sailor.
Because they did an online comp for the first.
I'm not kind of that. I'm not kind of that.
But 50 would be cool.
It would be cool. Yeah, and we may have to be thinking a little bit more about, if so many people are coming to these events. Yeah. How do we grow and where do we go from here? But
yeah, we do need a brainstorm.
A conversation for another day. But yeah, getting into more the nitty gritty of it, like you said, Danish Vikings got a a good start up as well, and so did the Midland Mavericks.
Yeah.
Midland Mavericks had 24 and Vikings had 29.
They were both our newcomer regions, weren't they?
Yeah, which is great, because especially for the first one, I feel like you never know.
Yeah.
You just never know how many are gonna turn up really. On the other side of things, Southeast Eagles, they had 18, and Southwest Storm only had 12 this time, so they were missing a few people.
I know that South, because obviously there was the storms. All the trains got cancelled in London, didn't they?
Yeah, all the ferries
so
got
I don't know
away.
whether Jamie's going to be like.
Getting scared again.
Yeah, I think they're just making excuses, aren't they?
They're used to good weather and everything, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
It was over and it was like, yeah, we're still going to be there.
We
Bit of snow, we're alright.
We fucking ran there.
All the ferries got blown away. I spoke to Jamie on the phone before and he was like, oh yeah, it was always going to happen at the second one. I was thinking, was it? You need to go again, mate.
I've where we are.
So yeah, participation wise, 223 people.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 new
Looks
regions. It's good numbers.
Yeah.
So going on to the weightlifting.
Yes.
How did it roll for you guys? Was it 2 to a bar, 3 to a bar?
So we had 38 there, and we had 6 men's bars and 4 women's bars to work.
Right, okay. So you did.
So we had a lot of people per bar. So I was going to do heats, but then we had 10 minutes. So I just did a full group warm up with everyone, and there was 3 people per bar, and I think you had a few body pump bars, so we used them as well. And then just kind of said rather than letting everyone build up and then 10 minutes and it being really intense, we just took 30 minutes from the end of the barbell warm up to maxing out, and it ended up being 10 minutes from 70% and on anyway, but it meant it was less crazy for the 10 minutes because it would just been savage. Everyone tried to jump on a bar. It was just a bit more spread out, and so that was good.
Good.
I think it was a good amount of time. Loads of PBs in Scotland. The girls were all, it reminded me of JST back in the day. It's one girl PB'd and another girl was like, alright, that's the crack, is it? Well, I'll PB then. And it was well, I'll PB. And then went around, and I think Alexa, the girl, snatched 80. It was 12.5 kilo PB in the end.
Crazy.
You serious?
She went from 67.5 to 80 kilos. When you talk about
I'm serious.
Serious just said it's serious.
Serious.
When you talk about a leaderboard, if you're talking about an individual, the open, let's say hang snatch max in the open, and you did 67.5, and someone did an 80, the amount of points that would be gained in that one session is thousands and thousands. So
I mean, to hit a 12 kilo PB on your back squat or your deadlift or something like that, you're like, oh, it's really good that. To hit that on
20% gain.
Unreal. That's like beginner games. For us, obviously learning from the first event, we built up a little bit heavier first because we had enough bars just for 3 to 4 guys on a bar, and same for the ladies as well. So we were quite fortunate there to get everyone at the same time. Like I say, we just built up to about more or less 80%, and then went from there. And everyone pretty much had enough time to.
A few people on the last. You always get with stuff like that. You always get to the last minute, and everyone's like, "Oh, another 5 kilos on. Have another 2.5 on." And then luckily at the end, there's a few people trying 120, 115, and then you was you've got one more lift after the timer, obviously, to go for a big number. And then a lot of people actually did hit that. A few people in the lower lanes doing bigger numbers in our lane, so maybe they should go. I think people should back themselves a bit more, maybe go into the aisle that's going to PB you, instead of being I'm going to go with the guys that are snatching 100 today, go with the guys that are snatching 110 plus. So
I think it's a little bit of someone not wanting to pair up with someone who maybe don't know, or they think they hold you at a higher. They don't feel like they're good enough to share a bar with someone they know strong, but they actually are. It's just probably this realisation in the actual event that I can hang with these guys on the
100%.
Where's your snatch, mate? What did you hit?
You know what?
What's going on with these events, man? It's the first time we.
I said minting 100.
Yeah.
Minting 100. I hit that.
Yeah.
I've got a little shoulder niggle, so.
You need to up your
I powered.
mountain.
My max powers I had to do max hang power, so. I did
Yeah.
squat.
So you just hit 100, 105.
What did you get to
No
do?
idea.
110. 110, my G.
Alright, so this year, yeah.
When was the last time you trained? The last regional event. Still banged you by 5 kilos.
You did some sprints the other day. What did you do the workout after?
No, I can be back.
I'm good. I'm good.
On this note, so the top snatches on the guy's side 125.
Yeah.
That was Liam and Biscard.
Yeah.
Which
This guy's always hitting big numbers, you know.
Win what she else to win. He's never getting outdone on a
it's
set.
not, is it? It's not. I just want to give a little shout out to Ben Massey and Matt Rodwell.
Oh, yeah.
They both hit 120.
The old
I
man.
mean, Ben's not trained since the 2017 games.
Yeah, and he's still banging 15 kilos more than you.
Ben is low key training with. Low key, he's just focused on the rad stuff, and he's not putting any other posts up, mate. So low key, I think he's doing bits behind the scenes.
He's a natural athlete, and he's
He's
always
always
got
good
that strength.
snatcher.
Yeah, he's maybe not got the natural lungs like, but he's got the natural strength.
Yeah.
He just hits a great position as well, doesn't he? Super mobile
Yeah.
Farmer
and
strength.
bit of adrenaline,
Yeah.
bit of hype.
Pull it down the bag.
There you go.
I think on the girls' side, 85 was the
Yeah,
top hang
2
snatch.
girls at Northern at 85, didn't you?
Taylor and Ruta.
Ruta.
Ruta was at Wadapalooza,
Yeah.
and she joined us a couple of weeks ago
Yeah.
in the programme as well. It was just great to meet her because I've never met her before.
Yeah.
I'm presuming she was originally from Eastern Europe, I think Lithuania,
Right, okay.
Latvia. Apologies if I've got that wrong, but yeah, just quiet, cracks on.
Very strong.
Very strong. Does the business like Linus as well.
Yeah,
he got the top guys. We'll get to it
120.
afterward, but top guys.
Did he take the win?
Yeah, he took the W. No, I think
That's doing bits.
in the actual heat.
He banged the one. Did he not bang a 115 or 110 snatch?
he did 110.
And he got the top male score on the workout. And I was thinking, this old guy's whooping
Man's
all
doing
these.
bits.
What are these young'uns doing
Is he
here?
Master 2?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
he
a
is.
master.
And he's beating you as
It's the
well.
Yorkshire water, mate. I've not had it. I've been in Wigan. I had the Wigan water, hit a few too many PVs, and then it's back to the Yorkshire water. So
Yeah.
he's doing bits. He said he only wanted to hit like 110, so I think that's a PB. I think he snatched more from the hang than he has off
He
the
does.
floor.
He's. I remember when he came in, he did some training with us. And I think it is very much Eastern European mentality. It's just like move well, lift heavy, don't get giddy. Boom, boom, like
He's very
boom.
composed.
And then
Like Matty
so
as
like
well.
it's like they're they're just sensible people, I guess. But
He's
unlike
composed.
us.
They also did say to me like before this, he had a little shoulder injury, so literally, like even for instance when you said like he just whenever he was snatching, he just hit a lift, and if he felt like that was good, that was enough for the day.
Yeah.
If he misses one lift, he's like no, call it a day.
Yeah.
And like he's just not tested the waters for a while, so that's why these like events are the prime time to do
That's
it.
why man's a master and he's doing bits.
Yeah.
He's got longevity. That attitude.
I think the other one was PB wise, the amount of PBs that. So we got the regional managers to send us loads of videos of people banging snatches and the amount of videos that have come through as well. I know the Southwest they might have only had 12 people, but I think like 10 of those 12 people PB in the hang snatch.
Yeah, Fran was getting videos through left, right, and centre, and there's obviously only so long a reel can last on
Yeah.
Instagram, and she's just like, I've got all these videos, but she just had to select a few of them.
Yeah. And I think biggest numbers, pretty much at not far off every region, like at least one person, well, close to one person was hitting 120 here on the guys' side.
Yep.
And then 75, again, most regions are in and around like, someone hitting a 75, at least, which is good. Yeah. On the snatch side of things, obviously it's a little different in the sense that when you're training on your own, you can kind of build up at your own pace. How is it building up with 3-4 of you? Do you find it better? Do you find it?
Me personally, like I prefer it because sometimes, like for instance, when I first started coming down here for Super Saturdays and stuff, maybe making a little bit of a bigger jump from the start, or maybe choosing a weight that you're not comfortable with from the start. Like I used to just make 2.5 kilo jumps all the time, like literally from like 70 kilos, and then making big jumps, so then you don't have to waste time spend more time on the barbell, lighter weights, and then
It's
be
very much
conservative.
like a competition, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
at a competition in a warm-up area, you've potentially got like only a handful of bars, and so if there's 5 bars, and sometimes 25 athletes got to share those 5 bars.
Yeah.
So when you get a chance to be on that barbell, you've got to make use of your time. Sometimes just doing like a few more reps, because if it's going to be 3 or 4 minutes until it comes back round again, then you've got a few more reps to get warm. So rather than doing a rep every minute, you've done like 3 or 4 reps every 3 minutes. And also, like I said, sometimes you might not be completely in control of the increments. So if it's gone like 60 and then it's gone to 70 and you're used to going 60 to 65, sometimes you don't always have that luxury at a competition. You've just got to adjust and deal with it, but still make sure you get like a perfect warm up.
Yeah.
So I think gaining experience for the guys there, they'll get used to that and be less kind of like worried when they're in the warm up area and it's not gone to plan because they've not had all the fractionals out and they've had to lift less often. It should set them up, and that's the whole reason we're doing these regional events, is to get people to gain experience in that competition setting. So
The one thing that I picked on from going through the results though from last time that we kind of did this roundup, there's still a lot of like 115s, 120s, 80s, 70s, 65s, 60s.
yeah,
People aren't sliding those 1 kilos on
121s.
yet. And a good example is of where it makes a difference here is East Beast and Southwest Storm. So East Beast average of male and female weight added together is 166.3, and for Southwest Storm it's 165.7. If someone's sticking, a kilo or a couple of kilos extra on the bar, like you're at one place there.
Bring your 0.5 to every regionals then, innit?
Yeah.
inches.
Exactly.
So at the next, whichever event I'm going to next, I'm saying to everyone, you're putting 1.25 kilos on the inside.
Yeah. Start off sharp, aren't you? Or even if you see someone else's bar, just slide 0.5s on each side.
That's
probably not going to notice sometimes.
I'm not sure how much people remember, like when you think about scores, how this is scored, and like are they then saying to each other, oh, like you're the top 3 lifts or you're the top 5 lifts, but this person's could potentially edge in, so then like trying to egg them on to get that top 3 or that top 5 heavier. I feel like we should see a little bit more on the next few ones there. People being more aware, like who's made the top 5 lists while it happens, rather than just toting it up at the end.
Yeah.
Tactical.
Yeah.
A bit more thought about it, I think.
Yeah. I feel like as well for us regional managers, as we get used to running these events a little bit more frequently, we can maybe help direct on that side of tactics and strategy a little bit more as we. Well, I feel like as well as that, like we can't do it all ourselves. So to have like a couple of leaders, people that will step up in the group to be like, bang that extra key. Yeah.
Like for instance, even on the day, I think like I was struggling with like 105 was alright. I tried 110, but it happened. But I was going to go again, but then I thought that the person that did end up kind of hitting that weight, they'd be more likely to hit it. So instead of me taking a risk of, like I think we had like 20 seconds left or 30 seconds left, could possibly get two lifts in, but changing weights, all that kind of stuff. I was like, you go ahead and you. I think it was Reggie that ended up going, or Evander, they hit it. So instead of me wasting that, I mean, more confidence in them hit it.
Yeah, definitely. It's good. Yeah. Anything else you want to pick up on snatch?
No.
Cool. Onto the workout. Danish Vikings came first.
They did. Smashed you. What are you doing? Are you playing it?
Can we? Yeah, let's direct this question to Phil.
To me personally, I grafted on that workout, mate. Other than the handstand push-ups,
I think it's one of them workouts. I was watching it, and so the girls. So we did a heat, and we set a heat off every 10 minutes. And I think we had 5 heats go through. And I remember, so the 3 girls, Alexa, Kirsten and Jennifer, all went at the same time. They all did 50 wall balls unbroken, and they all did 50 deadlifts unbroken. And I looked at the clock, it was like 2:30, and I was like, whoa, that's risky.
50 deadlifts unbroken is risky.
I was like, that's a long time. This is going to be a long time on step overs. I was like, because I remember writing the workout, and I put it 12 minutes. I thought, yeah, well, most people done in 12 minutes, but I thought, I want to make sure that like everyone gets step overs in. So I bumped it up to 15, and then I probably should have left it down at 12. To be fair, I think still a load of people would have got step overs in, but yeah. See, I think the girls got in around 6 to 6.5 minutes is when they finished the 180 reps, the chipper.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was like 8.5, 9 minutes step over. I think it's really easy in one exercise for that long, just to take the foot off the gas,
100%.
and just to put, if you just was disciplined and you were just that little bit sharper on the turnover of reps, so like when you finish one rep, before you start the next, if you're a little bit sharper on there, that over 9 minutes can be 10 or 15
100%.
reps, and doesn't feel like that much harder, if that makes sense.
So I kept seeing, like, looking across, like, I think Taylor had the biggest score possibly. Literally, I kept looking over, and like the girls, like Taylor, like, because I was in the same heat, I was like, has she even put that dumbbell down once?
Yeah.
I think after like 50, 60 reps, I saw Reggie put it down. I was like, I'm not putting it down, because I was quite far back. I think I came off the wall like 2 or 3 minutes behind them, and I was like, looked up at the clock. I was like, bloody hell, that's a lot of step over time.
Yeah.
And I was like, just keep going. Stupidly, I held it in one hand for like the first 20, and I was like looking at everyone else like, yeah, put it back up there.
Back of the neck.
And then literally just trying to chip through reps, just literally going at a consistent pace, sorting out your kind of technique for step overs.
Yeah.
Once that started,
Switching off, innit?
yeah.
It's like Karen with step overs, really,
Yeah.
isn't it, a little bit?
Yeah.
And I watched the first heat, so Taylor and Oakley were in the first heat, going head to head.
Yeah.
And you could just I think Taylor got on a little bit before her, maybe, onto the box step overs.
Yeah.
But then I think Oakley just started, like, you know, she can be quite quick. She does move quite quickly.
Yeah, she does.
And I think she put the dumbbell down more than what Taylor did. But
Just
I
moved
think,
faster.
yeah,
Yeah.
which obviously paid in that scenario. But
Yeah.
again, Linus, who got the top guy score at
Yeah.
our region, very much a person that you can see just
Grind time.
keeps moving, like, you know.
cool.
Yeah.
I think over Ed Cook, young Ed,
Mhm.
did he put a good score up, didn't he?
I didn't see the score.
Did he see?
Big Ed
It was
Cook.
up
He
there.
did at me.
He did at you.
At me,
What did he at you? What did
I
he
don't
say?
know,
Was he calling you out?
I think he responded to my story, but he actually didn't say a number.
I think we've got it on there somewhere, haven't we?
Oh, by the way, it's the That's Not Linus.
Like,
You both keep saying Linus.
Young Ed Cook, 264.
Yeah.
Probably top. In fact, I was going to say top team score, but Kiara got top team score.
Yeah,
She's
Kiara
230. That was the other thing, actually. So when you look at the guys' scores compared to the girls' scores, the girls in most of the regions actually got a higher average than what the guys did.
Yeah.
Now some people will be like, "Well, why is that? What's going on there?"
I think it's just down to the box height. I think comparatively, the girls aren't that much. They are shorter, but I just think leg length.
Yeah.
It's just that little bit easier, and to be able to cycle going over the box a bit quicker. I think that the extra 4 inches
Yeah.
just slows down the cycle speed. But not taking it away from the girls.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
Kiara's grafted there to put up.
In fact, I tell a lie, Kiara didn't even have the top.
Oakley, was it?
No, so Oakley was top, but Maria Friedrich's daughter,
Oh yes.
she was same as Oakley, 334.
Damn.
So they both got 334. Kiara got 330.
And Jennifer. So is that 153?
Yeah.
300,
Yeah.
Yeah. There was 2
105.
girls,
And then the Scottish
Kirsten
girls.
and Jennifer. Kirsten got 141 burpees. Sorry, box step overs, and Jennifer got 142. She kept it by 1.
Yeah.
And that's where it was saying when I was watching them. I was just like, if they could just speed up and just take out that little extra half a second
A little hesitation.
per rep, then it's anyone's game really.
Yeah. Top guy score was a guy called Oliver Toft, who I've never heard of before.
From Denmark.
Yeah, from Denmark. Very much like, who is this guy? We're gonna have to ask Biscard and Victor.
Do some research on the guy.
What did he get?
342.
So 342. That's 162 reps.
Mhm.
So he's got the highest of everything.
He must have been
Yeah.
flying.
So there goes
everything.
the theory of box height, unless
Yeah.
this guy's super tall.
6'4", but then handstand push-ups.
Exactly. So our lads, what are you playing at?
Direct finger out, don't we?
Direct, you again.
We just pull the finger out, don't we?
You do.
Reminds me of he was a Danish guy back in the day that was like super fit. What was his name?
Deuce, Nikolai.
Yeah,
Deuce.
that was it. He was like ridiculously fit.
This guy banged like a 22 cal Miko triangle.
Yeah.
22 cals. Like,
is that with
Like 5 years ago.
yeah, we're talking a long time ago. Before everyone started like doing it regular, he just went out and banged it big.
Is the OG Miko triangle with rest all out?
With rest, yeah. Should be called a Miko square, really, couldn't it?
Yeah. You rest.
Second male score was Ed Cook, 316.
Yeah, so
Oh,
he
yeah,
had bigger
Yeah,
scores.
I thought you meant Ed Gibson. My bad.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
Ed Cook.
Oh, so they'd been.
And then Biscard's first with 302.
Third.
And yeah. And then Masters taking 5th place, both Richard Barnes and Linus. So Masters putting in a little shift there as well.
Veteran.
Mate,
That's got experience of the
all
young
you
I took the
humans-
W on the first one, alright.
Yeah, but this isn't the January roundup. This is February roundup. You're only judging your last
I'm
workout.
throwing it back.
Anything else on that workout that you feel like it's important to kind of, you know, any things that you saw while watching it that you saw people do good, maybe not so good?
I think a big majority of that workout was dumbbell step overs, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And we did say you can hold the dumbbell anywhere. Some people were putting it on the leg, the thigh here, and then as they stepped up and pushed the dumbbell up. So they weren't actually like lifting it or holding it that much. I thought that was quite clever. I don't think that would ever be allowed in competition, but we didn't stipulate any particular rules. But yeah, it just comes to, like I just said before, like just discipline.
Yeah.
And always, like I always used to remember do a workout, like how much that extra little bit of a rest added up.
Yeah.
What would that add up to, and how many points would that be on a leaderboard? And just like always having that as something that would keep me turning over reps that little bit quicker.
Yeah. On my side of things, obviously there's quite a few people there that are maybe, you know, at the stage where they've got the first competition this year, and you could see that a few of them went maybe a bit too big on the wall balls and deadlifts first, got to the handstand push-ups and then hit a little wall. But great lesson to take there is, you know, let's maybe break up those wall balls and save the shoulders before you get onto the handstand push-ups. So yeah, that was one of the little things that I kind of picked up on. But yeah, I think like you said, it was down to the box. So looking at the overall leaderboard now, we've had there's been a little bit of movement.
Yeah. So Scottish Claymores have gone from they were in 6th, weren't they?
Yeah.
So, and then we had obviously Midlands and Danish join, but they've bumped themselves up. I'm saying the only reason the Scottish have bumped themselves because
You were there.
a man like Steve. That 110 snatch and snatch.
Boosted them
Done
up.
bits for Scotland now.
Going against his
It shows they've got some serious athletes there, and yeah, they've shown that by climbing the leaderboard, sitting at 3 places.
Yeah.
But Danish Vikings, for a team that didn't do the first month and got the maximum points they could get, which is obviously a bad thing to get the maximum points.
Yeah.
They're in 4th place. So it shows that, you know, a few more months they're going to keep creeping up, and when the scores are scrapped and we start again for the next season, we know that they're
In for putting a serious shift in.
yeah.
Southwest Storm, they were first last week, gone down to 5th.
Yeah.
I know they were missing some of their star players. Helena wasn't there, Harry Lightfoot wasn't there, but it's all about strength and depth.
Exactly, yeah.
That's how full region. I do think like because they are way down southwest, aren't they? Like,
Yeah, they are.
They're kind of
Trekking a bit.
yeah. Like if a few people are missing, I don't feel like they got less of a size of a pool because they are quite like out there. But I mean, we could say strength and depth. They've won strength and depth for the last 3 years in a row. So
They have
3 or is it 4? 3.
3
They're coming for the
title.
5-peat, aren't they? But they got the strength and depth this month, did they? So sort it out, Sandy.
Yeah.
East Beast have moved down, I think, one spot.
Yeah.
And Welsh Rider moved down one spot, so yeah.
It's quite tight though, if you look at the
it
points,
is.
obviously.
So
20, we got-
Southeast Eagles is on 23.
Yeah.
Southwest Storm is on 28. So that's second to fifth. So that's 4 places are
That's 5
within
points.
5 points.
Yeah.
And to be fair, East Beast are only 3 points behind there. So again, like you say, you have a good event. Who knows what can happen?
There's a minimum of 3 points that you can pick up, and if you win every event, there's
Yeah.
a maximum of 24.
Yeah, 24 now, which is
So there's a big range there. So considering second place is on 23 and 8th place is on 34, that's only 11 points difference. So it's pretty tight.
Yeah, you could well easily make that up.
Yeah.
Who's on top though?
Who's on top? Northern
Northern
Grafters.
Grafters.
Yeah.
Come on.
Southeast
It's
Eagles
fixed.
second.
Fix.
Claymore's third. Vikings
Up the
fourth.
Northerners.
Storm fifth. Beast sixth. Welsh Fire seventh. Midland Mavericks eighth. Next regionals date,
It's the 19th again, isn't it?
19th of March.
Yeah.
Are you doing the Northern event for the next one?
I've not decided yet.
You're not
We're
decided.
up to.
It's up to you.
Get it in your
Well, we
calendars.
need to organise that. Who's going to be
19th,
what
just
way
pencil it in, block
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
out.
Get on your
If your
phone
best
right
mate's
now.
getting married, same now. You have to move it on. You have to move to Sunday.
Exactly.
Yeah, get in the diary. 19th.
19th.
Let's have another good turnout.
Yeah,
No excuses for the Southerners.
absolutely not. That's the week after the Open finishes, so I don't want any of these excuses where I've got the Open next week. I'm
Yeah.
saving myself.
Well, it is the quarterfinals the week after, so I'll be like, I'm saving myself.
Get your recovery
Good
sorted.
But yeah, comp sim, comp
Comes
simulation, comp simulation.
Plenty of carbs. Sweet.
Cool. Let's wrap it up there then. We'll see you next time for the regionals roundup. But in the meantime, we're going to start dropping some more podcasts.
Yeah,
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
don't know.
Jeez.
30 minutes.
30 minutes live.
Yeah,
From Wigan.